Hold on. What's going on, YouTube? I am Ranger not available. And that's actually exactly what we're going to talk about today. I know you probably can't see my face very well considering I'm backlit instead of frontlit, but I don't really care. It was never about how good I looked. You may know me as the Jedi Ranger of the Jedi Rangers Workshop fame. Not really, I'm not famous. But I do have a few subscribers over there. But that's not who I really am, of course. That's a person I play on YouTube. My name is Aiden, and I don't really have a reason to do this aside from the fact that I want to document a lot of my life story and just little things that nobody else really knows about, you know? Memories that only I am aware of. And this is one of those. So the name of this channel is Ranger NA40, which is a long story. There's a long story behind my username, I guess, is what it is. I've never really had a real username, but that one was the one I used for years and years and years. Even though I really didn't play anything online, so it really didn't matter. Nobody ever really saw me. It started a long time ago. I would say I was maybe 8, I think. And when I was 8-ish, my grandmother and grandfather decided, hey, you know what? We are on a lot of road trips, so let's go and get you guys some Kindle Fires, which, if you didn't know, are cheap, basically iPads, but they run on Android and they work. They're the Amazon tablet. And we love those things. We used them all the time when we were on trips, or before I was super into basketball, at basketball games or volleyball games or whatever, you know? And then, of course, we weren't super rich, you know? Minecraft's out on everything now, and even then it was. But we didn't want to spend the money to get a game, so sorry, I'm getting a notification. We didn't want to spend the money to get Minecraft, so we decided to get this super knockoff game that I think is only available on Android, and I mean, it worked, but like, I never played it a ton, but it was a lot of fun. And the biggest part of it is because it was like a mobile game. It was free multiplayer, like online multiplayer. Of course, my parents didn't, well, but that's besides the point. They didn't really want me playing online multiplayer with other people. And yeah, I kind of went behind their back to do it, but it was not like an intentional attempt to like be a rebel or whatever, you know? I was 8. I just wanted to play games, you know? So I was gonna play online, but then I would need a username. And back then, I was a super big fan of Power Rangers. And like, I still know a decent chunk now, but definitely not as much as I did then. But I was gonna do Ranger as like my username or my nickname or whatever the game had. It was gonna be Ranger. And I went to use it, and of course it's a word. It's a super common word at that, and especially one that people like to use for usernames. So it kept telling me Ranger is not available. So what did I put as my username? It was Ranger not available. It's more complicated than that. It would tell me Ranger wasn't like an available nickname, so I added 40 at the end of it because I needed a number or something like that. It was like I needed a capital, lowercase, and a special character or a number. So I put the number 40 at the end. So I was originally going to be Ranger 40. I don't think I had a real reason to, but that's just what or like a reason for the number 40. It's not like one of my lucky numbers or anything. It's just a number. And then it would still tell me Ranger not available, or Ranger 40 not available. So it turned into Ranger not available 40. But that's too long, so I shortened it to Ranger NA 40, which is the title of, or I guess the name of, my YouTube channel now. At least this one. And that was long before I became the Jedi Ranger, for the reason of keeping my old nickname. At least sort of keeping my old nickname. It was, of course, like I said before, Ranger not available. But yeah, I got into Star Wars also at a pretty young age. Probably, honestly, just a little bit before we got those Kindle Fires is when I started learning about Star Wars. Until probably I was 11, though. I don't think I was on the Jedi side. I was always like, oh, I'm going to be a Sith Lord. I'm going to be... Because I like the color red. Oh, the joys of being a little kid. But yeah, that's the history behind my nickname, or not nickname, but username, and the reason nowadays I call myself the Jedi Ranger on YouTube. Yeah. I think that's really it for this story. So until next time, peace and love, and goodbye.